Hello, happy Monday. Welcome back over a beautiful weekend that I hope you had. I am going to work today from my camper, so welcome to my second home. We are going to cover and continue to cover mental health for a couple more weeks. That is the focus for the month of May. And last week I covered gaslighting, which is an abusive behavior that you don't have to tolerate, and it affects your emotions and your mood and your mental health. So another topic I'm going to cover is the silent treatment. And you may have to take yourself back to high school when there was that girl drama and that being ignored, and it was a form of torture, was it not? Good morning, Sandy. So we are going to talk about that this morning and how we can navigate through that. What I want you to do is identify relationships with your partner, with your siblings, with your parents, with your besties that are valuable, that are not toxic, that are healthy for you. And it can be family members that cause you this sort of mental harm. It could be someone you're living with, it could be your best friend, and you need to identify these behaviors. And it doesn't mean the relationship has to be tossed out. It just means that there's conversation that needs to be had so that it can be open-minded and unconditional and not a form of abuse. So recognizing the signs is what is important here. So let's jump in to the silent treatment. The silent treatment makes you feel unheard, unloved, and unimportant. It is emotional abuse, and it is a sign of bad character. Now, it can be done two ways. Usually, it can be done to punish someone, and that's inappropriate. You really don't need to harbor that control over someone else and punish them. That's not fair, and it's pretty immature. The other option is that you're using it as a timeout to collect yourself, and that's okay as long as you communicate that. I'm really upset right now. I'm going to take a step back. And you can even identify a time to get together to have a talk about the topic that's so upsetting between the two of you. So I'm really upset right now. I'm just going to hit the pause button. We'll circle back tomorrow. We can sit down and have this conversation when I'm in a better place. That's different. That's not a silent treatment. That's good communication. It's when you're just so upset that you walk away and you mistreat the person by not making eye contact, by sitting at another table of friends and not with your back turned to that poor person that you're torturing. I said, take yourself back to high school. This happens to these kids every day. Somebody's always on the outs. Am I right? So the other ways they'll, like if you're living with someone, they'll avoid doing chores around the house. They will not show up at places that you've invited them to go, and they won't make eye contact. Those are other forms of the silent treatment besides not talking to you. And it hurts. It's not fun to be on the receiving end of that. So sometimes it's hard to communicate about difficult things. It's even more difficult if you don't feel safe communicating those feelings. So you really need to sit with yourself and identify the people in your life, good morning, Miss Gemma, that you spend majority of your time with, and decide if that's a relationship of value. Do you get back what you give, or is the relationship not balanced? Do you feel safe talking about your feelings? If you're the one that's always shutting down and not being able to be your true self because you're worried about judgment or upsetting them, you're tippy-toeing around that person, trust your gut. Trust your gut. And it is okay to put those people at arm's length. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be unkind. You don't have to give them the silent treatment. But you can definitely manage the amount of time that you gift to that person. So here's 5 tips to communicate without the silent treatment. Calm down before talking about the issue. Ask for time to talk without interruption or debate. Be willing to listen without judgment or defensiveness. If you're not at that place where you can have a conversation and not get defensive, it's okay to hit the pause button a little longer until you can. Take responsibility for your feelings and ask for what you want. What do you want out of this situation? So there's a couple of reasons why people use that silent treatment. Sometimes they just have that lack of ability to communicate. And it's something that does need to be learned. You know, there are books out there are Pinterest posts. You can look into how to communicate well with your parents or your partner or your sibling or your bestie. Communication is everything. We have to talk. We can communicate by body language as well, but words, I'm telling you, when you give someone the silent treatment or you're gaslighting them, it stays with you a long time and it causes more damage than a physical punch in the face. It honestly does. So if it goes on too long, you have that person that has given you the silent treatment for far too long. Fine. You know what? Keep yourself busy and don't put your life on hold for that. Move forward and get support. Talk to friends, talk to family, talk to professionals and get an outside perspective on this, because maybe that relationship is not worth it. It could be if they're open to communicating with you, but if it's not, move forward. There are other people out there that will cause you to smile and cause you to feel valuable and cause you to feel respected. That's what it's all about. We all dearly want to be respected. Good morning, Trisha. So if the relationship is worth saving and it is of value to you, you can do your best to repair it and reach out to that person who is giving you that silent treatment. You can say, I know you're not talking to me, and I wanted you to know how I feel. And hopefully they'll allow you to share your feelings about the situation. And if you need to apologize, do that. You can also say, I know you're upset with me right now. Are you open to sharing your side of the story with me? You know, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's see what's going on and see if we can't sort it out. Next, discuss how to handle a similar situation better next time. So that's the key. This might be the first time someone's given you the silent treatment, the first fight you've ever had. And it's going to be okay. You're going to communicate. You're going to get through it. But now let's talk about, this is going to happen again. We're human. Don't tell me you haven't fought with your mother, your sister, your bestie. It happens. You don't agree on everything. But when you make it through, let's talk about a better way to handle it next time. Maybe it is, we take a red light for an hour. Both of us we'll just call it what it is for a minute. We'll take an hour, we'll come back and we'll try to have this out. Or maybe I will give you up to a day or two to be upset with me, and then we're going to talk about this. So that stupid silent treatment does not go on forever because it's just too harmful to relationships. Both people just want to feel respected in their wishes and their needs. That's all we want, to be appreciated, to be respected, and to feel loved without conditions. That's all our human hearts crave. Am I right? Throw me some hearts on that one. So if it is toxic, if it's not worth saving, if you are trusting your gut and you are feeling harmed by this relationship, you can communicate your boundaries and try to set those and stick to them. So you are not allowed to call me names. I don't want to be yelled at, and I don't want to feel disrespected. Those are 3 healthy boundaries in any relationship. From a parent, from a spouse, from my children, from my friends. I don't want to be disrespected. And I don't want to be yelled at. And I don't want to be called names. If you can't respect my boundaries, then I will put you at arm's length, or I will not have you be a part of my life, because I don't need that. There's plenty of people out in the world that do appreciate me for who I am, and that's what matters most. So you set your healthy boundaries and you stick to them, and when you say it, you mean it, and you will live a good life. I am telling you, you will find your joy. You are worth it. You are beautiful and you are smart and you deserve that respect. So, I'll get off my soapbox now. If you're open to getting a handle on your emotions so you can live your best life, you are welcome, of course, to reach out to me. I hope you have a beautiful Monday. I hope that you sit back and think about, whether you're the one giving the silent treatment or you're the one getting the silent treatment, and find a way through that to communicate, to save a relationship of value, or take a good look at that relationship and decide if it's worth keeping around. It's up to you. It's your life. You live it the way you feel best. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you Wednesday. I am going to cover allergies because everyone is suffering like crazy right now with allergies. And I'm going to give you a little bit different perspective on those when it comes to gut health as well and how they affect allergies. Nobody needs to suffer. Have a great day.